Iowans.
Kevin, you still think Michigan fans are getting their head a little too big?
No, I think Michigan fans sucked Tom Brady's dick whenever he came to the stadium.
Well,
that and y'all are getting
You know how I feel on that, Bubba.
That and y'all are getting your heads a little too big.
Well, let me tell you, it ain't. It might be the more new school kids, but it ain't the old school cats. I can tell you that. That is 100% fact. It's probably more along the lines of the guys who don't know much about Tom Brady. They just associate Tom Brady because he went to Michigan, and they're like, oh, well, he went to Michigan. These new school kids.
100,000 people.
People like myself, man, I know the difference. I watched him play ball, bro. I watched him. Motherfucker was good at college.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I watched him play, bro.
16 touchdowns in college does not make you good at
college.
Bro,
he was pretty good, man. You got to think that was a different time, too. And Michigan wasn't chucking the ball a lot either.
16 touchdowns.
When he did.
16 touchdowns in college does not make you
Let me ask you a quick question. You think it was David Terrell that was really good, or was Tom Brady?
Tom Brady scored 16 touchdowns.
Was it David Terrell or was it Tom Brady?
What?
That was really good.
Neither one of them were really good in flipping.
You were out your goddamn mind.
Tom Brady over his college career threw 30 touchdowns and 17 interceptions.
Okay.
Over his college career.
2 years.
Over 2 years. He scored 16 and 14 touchdowns with 10 interceptions. Was Big Ten, all Big Ten, neither year. He got beat by people called that play wide receivers. Antoine Randall L. 1 year won all Big Ten quarterback over Tom Brady. He wasn't good at Michigan.
Oh, he was.
No, he wasn't.
Did you even watch a fucking game?
Yes, and I can see. He brought him back.
That's like me going and saying I watch every damn fucking Florida game.
He brought him back.
However, I was a Florida fan too, so I can.
Hold on, because I'm about to do it. He brought him back in 3 games in 1999. He brought them back, and they won 3 games in 1999.
The year when they beat Alabama, they probably should have played for a fucking national championship, too.
But did they?
No, they didn't.
Okay.
But they had the talent to do it. They should have. They should have played for a national championship. And if it wasn't for Drew Henson being such a crybaby bitch at Michigan, Tom Brady had to go in and clean his fucking mess whenever Brady had to come out. He had to go back into his fucking mess.
So cleaning up his mess was throwing 14 touchdowns and 10 interceptions.
So don't kid yourself whenever you say Tom Brady wasn't good. No, dude, he was good.
No,
I know what I saw with my own eyes. It's not you're comparing what you consider like he needs to chuck the ball here, he needs to chuck the ball there, he needs to do this, he needs to do that.
In college football, 16 touchdowns is not considered good.
I hear what you say. You made it a very valid point. I get you. But coming from the people who like myself, who watch him, who come from that area, dude, he was a great quarterback for that team.
He wasn't great.
He was a great quarterback,
But he wasn't great. He wasn't great. Y'all tried to jump him up, and he wasn't.
That's my point. In your eyes,
he wasn't great.
What he did in college doesn't translate to the NFL because he was doing the same things in college, right?
What?
And I know your opinion on him in the NFL. We don't have to rehash that. We know each other's opinions on this.
Yeah, because we don't have to rehash it because my point was proven during 3 games. When
Brissett had almost Tim Tebow-esque numbers, and you're going to use that excuse.
Oh, Jimmy Garoppolo had Tim Tebow-esque numbers, throwing for 3 touchdowns in the first half of the game before he got hurt.
Brissett had 100 yards passing, no touchdowns, yet they still won that game.
Because he came in. He came into a game after they were getting whooped.
Pretty impressive.
You want to know why it's pretty impressive? You know why it's pretty impressive? Because Bill Belichick took everything away from the other team.
Team puts his team in a great position to win whenever guys are out.
What was these words that got said on TV the other day? Would you rather have Tom Brady or Bill Belichick? There was a panel of NFL people.
We know Belichick's probably the greatest coach of our modern time.
Okay, here's the question: Would you
saying this?
If you would,
I've said this,
and you rather start the team right now, who are you going to get? Are you going to get the system, or are you going to go grab Tom Brady? What do you think everybody's answer was?
better than Belichick.
Not a damn person answered right now that they would go and take Tom Brady. Not a single solitary person said they would take Tom Brady over Bill Belichick.
Because he gets his team in a good position. And I agree with you. You're not hearing me argue that. But you make it seem like Tom Brady's not a good quarterback, and that's where it's kind of like maybe
wrong. Has the words that I've said Tom Brady is not a good quarterback in the NFL ever came out of my mouth? The words that come out of my mouth are said he is way over.
It's kind of like you remind me of the guys who talk in circles who won't necessarily come out and say it, and you'll dance around it, but won't necessarily say it.
So you're going to dance around the fact that you told people at your job that Tom Brady was all Big Ten, and that's the same as being All-American.
It's kind of the same thing.
No, because he was never Big Ten. He was never all Big Ten. He was never nothing. He was poop. He was poop. Antoine Randall L. was the quarterback in the all Big Ten team.
Antoine Randall L. was a fucking great quarterback too when he was.
But Tom Brady didn't win an award. He did not win an award. He got beat by Drew Brees and Antoine Randall L. He never won the award. So your point in saying he was all Big Ten and stuff, know your dues before you start coming at me, bro. Because I know more than you do about him, apparently.
You are so full of shit. Your fucking eyes are brown. Your breath stinks.
Dude, am I right? Am I right?
No.
Was he all Big Ten?
Was he 2-year captain?
Was he all... You're missing the point, Steve. Was he all Big Ten? Was he all Big Ten? Since you said it's the same as being All-American, well, considering he was neither fucking one, he wasn't that good in college.
Yeah,
point blank.
You're absolutely right. You know what I mean? It's kind of like talking to my 10-year-old.
No, it's because the facts are, Steve, I am right. He was nothing that you said he was. You told people flat out he was all Big Ten.
You remind me of Rick Ballou.
Did you not tell people he was all Big Ten? And are you not going to say you were wrong? That's all I want you to say. Because you were wrong.
I'm wrong.
There you go. My point exactly. So before you go huffing at your mouth that Kevin don't know nothing because all he watches is Florida football, you better recognize.
For a second.
You better recognize.
How about this? You go and start, when you categorize a specific team, specific fan base, like you did. See, I was trying to be, I mellowed out for a hot minute. For a hot fucking minute. Because I felt like you were taking shots at me, shots at everybody who watched this fucking team, whoever watched it back then. And say shit like that, it's like, man, why are you fucking, blasting me for it? Because that's what it feels like when you say stupid shit like you do.
I wasn't blasting y'all. Y'all hopped on his nuts all of a sudden because he's won 4 Super Bowls.
Motherfucker was good. I saw my old goddamn eyes.
He wasn't good in college when he can't even win He can't even win his all-conference thing. He's not good in college.
Anybody that lived in Michigan, you ask them. You fucking ask them. You fucking didn't grow up in the culture, Kevin. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Okay.
You sit there and say what you're saying and scream over me. You sound like a fucking idiot.
Okay.
I watch goddamn games. I'm from fucking Michigan. Don't think I wasn't at the goddamn big house watching this motherfucker, bringing him back wherever he was. So don't give me that bullshit.
Wow.
Tell me that shit, Eddie. The shitty quarterback, you sound...
First off, you don't come on the thing and you don't go, Jesus Christ. That's just wrong and unapproved of, and he will never be back on the show because of that shit. That's wrong, and you don't say that kind of stuff. You don't bring religion into it. Number one, Tim Tebow won All-SEC, All-American honors. Danny Werfel won All-SEC, All-American honors. When you can't even admit you were wrong about something, you don't need to come on this show and talk that way. I'll be more than happy to have an argument. But number one, you don't bring religion into it, and you don't be an ass like that. I'm telling straight up facts. I'm telling factual facts that came out and happened. I'm not going in on anybody like that. I'm telling actual facts. You want to come at me with facts? Then come at me with facts. You ain't coming at me with no facts. You didn't even want to say you was wrong when I caught you that you was wrong. Thanks to people telling me what he said at work. But you don't even want to admit you was wrong. You don't even want to admit that he wasn't even Big Ten, that you didn't know. Because you didn't know. But he was this great player, but you didn't know shit about him, apparently.
Yeah.
My point was made. They get so butthurt about it. Because when people are right about it, you get butthurt. When your guy wasn't even all Big Ten, just say, you know what? He wasn't all Big Ten. He made us come back in a couple of games, and he was a mediocre quarterback in college. That's all you had to say, because that's what Tom Brady was in college. And that's what Tom Brady was called in college, was a mediocre quarterback that was good at bringing people back. I was making in college reference, not pro reference. Yeah. And he wanted to come, but then you said Jesus Christ. That's offensive. Yeah. You don't need to come on here and say that. That was just wrong. You don't need to kind of say that. Now, if you want to come back on, you want to apologize for saying that, then go right ahead. But as long as I'm sitting here and I'm doing this show, you ain't saying that kind of stuff.
No doubt. All right, let's close.
And I don't know how you feel about it, but that's how I feel about it. You can't come on and start spouting off stuff like that.
Let's close this bad boy.
He didn't have nothing to do about it. You want to say Tim Tebow? Guess what? Tim Tebow was a better college quarterback than Tom Brady.
Yeah. All right, let's close this bad boy up.
How about that for an argument?
This is Hurricane Michael or Matt.
About to be Hurricane Kevin up in this bitch. Matthew.
Matthew, thank you. Yeah, we're all around up here. So, all right. Well, anyway, you follow us throughout the week. I know we didn't get on the week before. We had a lot of things going on, but you also can get.
We had a lot of things going on called Overwatch.
And Kevin was not in the mood to really talk about sports that weekend.
Oh, no.
We just kind of like, let's take an off week. So.
Yeah, it was a bye week. It was our bye week.
Yeah, it was our bye week.
Now I'm going to need another bye week in about 14 drinks dealing with this.
Yeah, so anyways, make sure you get the content on, you go to our Facebook page, go to type in Balls Not Court Podcast, give us a like, give us a shout. Any questions you have, please feel free to do so. Also, if you want to follow us on Twitter, you can follow the podcast at Balls Not Court. You can find me at @CP.
Kevin C 2415.
All right. If you also want to get the content elsewhere, make sure you go to Podomat. Type in @CP.podomat.com. Get the podcast there. Elsewhere, you can get it on iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google Play. Pretty much anywhere that you can just Google us and Bing us, and you'll find the podcast there. Besides that, ladies and gentlemen, that should wrap it up for us. Everybody that's in Florida, please stay safe.
Huddle up with your closest loved ones. Right now, we're probably 9 months later. We're probably going to have a bunch of babies named Matthew.
Yes, so.
So y'all be safe.
Yeah, sorry for the end of the show there, but you know what I'm saying. I make sure I talk to Steve and.
You can't be. You can't. If anybody else out there wants to come on the show, just don't bring in religion and start saying stuff like that on the show. So. That's not appropriate. We can argue. We can yell, you can scream, but don't say that kind of stuff. That's not right.
I gotta beat that out, so I gotta go back and find that. So
that's not right.
All right, but anyways, ladies and gentlemen,
leave it in so they know what I'm talking about.
They'll have a hunch when they hear it.
So. It was bad. You shouldn't have said that.
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
Nonetheless, take care. I know we're sport. We get to it, heat, everything like that. But the thing about me and Cam, we respect each other, not to attack each other personally.
Unless it's off the air.
Yeah, unless it's off the air. So
I think we've only had that one time though.
The one time, yeah. So.
Well, it was a basketball game that meant absolutely, positively nothing.
And we made amends about that. It was dumb.
Yeah, because we went off about nothing, and Austin sitting there looking at us going, "Why they?"
Austin covered his ears.
He was like, "Why are they yelling at each other?"
Mom, they fighting again? Like, no, they're just arguing about sports.
Yeah, that ain't fighting.
Yeah. Anyway, Kevin, my brother, I would never fight him. Yeah, I love him too much. So.
Nah, yeah, that ain't happening around here.
Anyways,
other people don't. I'd be full free to smack them in the head.
Anyways, be safe, everything like that, and God bless you all. Take care.
Force be with you.
Yes. Have a good night.
Why did I say that?